hard to admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond even.
Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. A first carry down for Rex Burkhead. No gain on the play there, second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Well, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Caught by Gates, left side. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Now Brady, and that's complete to Gates. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Here's the first carry now for Frank Gore. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now Brady throwing on second down. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back. Yeah. He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
On first down, Brady. And Walker with it over the middle. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
They'll try and pound it in with Fowler, the fullback. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Jalston Fowler taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Brady going to throw. Finds his target. It's Gates. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Do you get the sense, Brandon, that people are trying to retire Antonio Gates? They keep thinking this is almost the end of the line, and then he keeps making catches like the one we just saw there.
He's the old reliable, you're right, just one of 9 players in the NFL with 100 or more touchdowns. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll come out in the pistol. Brady now on 1st down. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good...
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Delaney Walker, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here come the Bills. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you. I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defender.
Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. They come up in an offset eye. Now Brady to try again after the pick six. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. On play action, now Brady. Looking for Bolden, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
He'll buy some time right, and unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down. That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Another try on 2nd down for goal. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call the timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Brady. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Allen Robinson, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. On the run, it's Burkhead. And they'll bring him down and now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Brady. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So certainly an interesting call there to go.
Bass stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed the hip-hop, scissor and Bobby out the slammer. Hip-hop start on the East Coast and it move west down to Bama. I'ma bring it back to New York, hold those and throw your hands up. Pass me a cup of the club with the juice in the get bent out. Then I'ma slide with it to my ride and head up to my penthouse. Oh, I'm not trying to take it slow. Working hard, cake and dough. Open up 24, we striving for that goal. I'll stop for nothing, I will play this game that's so easily started, not so easily parted. Giants, everything is shaking through the walls. We are giants. CNN, this is ghetto editorial. See me like milk and Oreos. Dipped inside the audio. Platinum plaques in my portfolio. My lines are fine as...
Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Soldier Field. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Peterson alone in the backfield. Here's Brady to throw. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He got 29 yards that time. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, Then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And his pass incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. Eight yards still remaining here on 3rd down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Kenny Stills, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Gore back there is the lone setback. Now Brady, and complete to the tight end Walker, right side. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They give him a gain of 38. He's really good, Robinson is, at getting yards after the catch, isn't he?
And he came into the league with the reputation of being kind of a high flyer. You know, a guy can go up and get the ball in a crowd, which he's able to do. But he's also a guy that when he makes a catch, he can make people miss and pick up that rack yardage. Great run after catch player.
From Penn State, telecommunications major, wants to get into sports broadcasting, so heads up.
I'm getting a little nervous over here.
Me too.
Keep playing Allen.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 5 at the 4.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Again, it's Brady. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Here's Fowler, the fullback. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Jolston Fowler punching it in from a yard away. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now Brady throwing on second down. On the left side, this is Stills. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So just 1 yard to go here on third down. Brady going to try and throw on third down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. That'll bring up second down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
23.
Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here we go on 4th down now with Brady. Got a man. He finds Sanders. Touchdown, Chicago. Emmanuel Sanders, 64 yards. And the Bears have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Now Brady. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Frank Gore there. And it's 3rd and 4. So a second down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. To throw, it's Brady. Hard throw, incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And now it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
NFL teams last year, a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They do go for it. It's Brady. Trying to force it to his tight end, Walker, and it's intercepted. The big fella. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands. We want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll start on the ground with Gore. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Khalil Mack's starting to get a really big-time reputation as a pass rusher, and rightly so. So explosive off the edge, getting to the quarterback. Tackle right there. Such a package he has. Able to play the run and the pass so well.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning, so maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. Caught out left side by Robinson. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Gore back there is the lone setback. Here's Brady to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Back to the ground game here. Gore. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. That's complete to Robinson. And they'll bring... Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Brady. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Brady going to throw. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the all-time interception king, Paul Krause. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
20, 53.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. A dump off here for Gore. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Brady now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Brady will try again on second down. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Throwing is Brady on third down. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Brady to throw again. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Again, it's Brady. Surveying the field. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Sturgis able to knock it through. First half. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. On the return, the old reliable Devin Hester, the veteran. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They come out here in the eye. Throwing on first down is Brady. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. second down, this is Gore. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up third and about 6.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him for a loss of 5. Shift together here from the D-line. Here's Gore. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Play clock winding down. On third and long, it's Brady. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On second down, Peterson stays on his feet, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's third down. So the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
From the gun on third down, Brady. He'll drop it underneath for Woodhead. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They go play action here on first down. It's caught. Stills right side. And down inside the 15 he goes. They'll get 19 yards there. And it'll be a Chicago first down. Red zone opportunity. First down, here's the run with Peterson. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They run again with Peterson. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a third down and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. A first carry for the vet, Danny Woodhead. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here for the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They come up in an offset eye. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first and 10, here's Brady. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Back to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 2. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Larry Fitzgerald in the final minute. And now the Falcons are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Brady will look to throw for it. Eluded, and he's gonna be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away, and this remains a 2-point game. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. 2-point game. They have the football. Their defense was able to do their job. Now can the offense just hold on here, Charles?
And they'd better, because after the job the defense did to give them the ball back with this lead, it's time for them to seal the deal and allow them to go to the locker room with a victory.
They'll try to seal the deal. Here we go. They come up in an offset eye. Brady going to look to throw. Going deep here for Stills. It's caught inside the 25. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just...
I wanna sit on private planes. I wanna scream my name on top of the Eiffel Tower. On the Eiffel Tower. I wanna hit that blackjack. I wanna take that money and run right here, right now. Right here, right now. But I won't take that train. I won't catch that flight. If you're not on that plane, we ain't taking off tonight. Show in Tokyo, I wanna karaoke, bump it a little bit louder, Hey, I wanna sing along with Elton John in a white limousine, rolling right here, right now, right here, right now. But I won't take that train, I won't catch that flight. If you're not on that plane, we ain't taking off tonight. Scream your name, wanna make you smile. Let's be runaways, leave it all behind. Will you take that train? Will you catch that flight? If you're on that plane, we'll be taking
Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So bad mistake there by the kickers. The ball goes out of bounds. On first down, Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Paul Krause. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And his first pass is incomplete. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down. They don't want to waste this outstanding field position on this opening drive as they come up on third down. And the D looking like they may blitz. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now Brady, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They'll go for it. It's Brady. It's brought in left side by Tate. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete to open things up. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Breeze. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
The first carry now. This is Lacey. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They stay on the ground on 1st down with Lacey. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And that leads to a New Orleans 1st down.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. But other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
The Pro Bowl end to Marcus Ware there to take him down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now they'll throw with Breeze. His throw incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now Breeze on 3rd down. A dump underneath to Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Look at the big man rumble. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Breeze now on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He won't go down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a line.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adam Thielen, 58 yards. And the Saints, if they convert the extra point, they'll have the lead. And he'll bang that one through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Brady to throw on second down. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Brady to throw again. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. To throw, it's Brady. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now Brady throwing on second down. That's caught at the 2. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Jolston Fowler taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with a smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And that has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to air one out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On second down, here's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. 23 yards on the play.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket.
and now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
And they get 28 yards on that one. And the Eagles are now set up with a 1st and goal. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. They'll roll him out right. And he is out of bounds here. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
And him running the football is not something the defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
And now it's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Woodhead. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Danny Woodhead taking it in. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And this one through the uprights and good. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing on first down is Brady. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the ball.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Muhammad Wilkerson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. On play action, it's Brady. Steps away. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Brady. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. To throw is Brady. Flush to his right. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Mike Wallace, 41 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd down now after the incompletion.
220, 220,
They run. It's Gore across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. They come out here in the eye. Throwing now is Brady. And he's got Fitzgerald. There goes Larry Fitzgerald. Touchdown, Falcons. Larry Fitzgerald, 69 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there was some...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-time interception king, Paul Krause. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Now Brady on the bootleg. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. So after the INT, it's Brady. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a play fake here. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
Easy.
On second down, here's Brady. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing is Brady on third down. A dump off here for Gore. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Play action. Now it's Brady. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Yeah, the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Woodhead. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Danny Woodhead with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Returnable here for Hester. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Brady to throw on second down. Going for the deep ball. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden, with it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Gore back there is the lone setback. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Now Brady looking deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Lockett the return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And his throw is incomplete. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a third. Working from the gun, it's Brady. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he is out of bounds, getting it just shy of the 35. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Delaney Walker, 43 yards. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Quarterback loves the receivers, but sometimes his best friend is that tight end.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Because we always talk about the guys out wide and how acrobatic they are. But that tight end, great sight lines, easier throws, they become a bigger and bigger weapon as the NFL evolves.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
52.
They begin the drive with Woodhead. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Here comes the D swarming to the line. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Woodhead. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Brady now on 1st down. And Walker with it over the middle. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 1st down Atlanta. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
20. On 1st down, Brady. This will be caught at about the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's Brady to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. There he goes right side. The 40. 20. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Lockett the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the pick-6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early.
Touchdown, Falcons! Golden Tate, 73 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed to complete that play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think we've seen it in others. I'm ready now for 2nd and 9.
Easy.
They run again with Woodhead. And he powers his way up past the 30. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jared Cook, 40 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran now a nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop down.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. Brady going to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. The Falcons. We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Okay, give some credit to the team covering the kick, but boy, what was he thinking? Stay in the end zone, take the knee, and help out your offense. Instead, you put your team in a really precarious position.
They come out here in the eye. The tight end changing his position. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. Shreds the tackle, and he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that, because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical. And that's what they did on the first play.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This is Howard on second down. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
You know what's really hard for a big-time running back? Is patience. Being able to hang in there when the runs aren't there, when you're taking some hits early in the game. With this drive, oh, he's come alive, and in a big way, now he's starting to gallop.
On the ground, this is Isaiah Crowell, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
When we did DeMarcus Ware's games in Dallas, didn't we spend most of the time talking about him rushing the passer?
We did, and how about now?
Oh, boy, he's expanded his game in a big way. Really does a great job in the run game now, using his length, using his leverage to hold the point of attack and make play.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown! A big play there, 47 yards. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the first carry here for Frank Gore. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
Shift together here from the D-line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Good, and acting like you're so old. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. So on fourth down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. The play clock's running down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Orlando in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Over the middle, it's Thomas. He's at the 40. Past the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 94 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Tom Brady with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
15 yards through the air and a first down.
Anytime you call man coverage against Larry Fitzgerald, you're really holding your breath as a defensive guy because his ability to run such precise routes and use that big frame that he has, that body against you, it's going to be very difficult to break passes up against him.
Yeah, when you make 9 Pro Bowls in your first 12 years, you might want to give him a little bit more coverage than that.
Yeah, it's not just athletic ability. He's a thinking man's receiver as well.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. So an entertaining first half, and now we have hit the 2-minute warning. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Brady now on first down. Caught on the left side. Fitzgerald. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could be...
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Frank Gore taking it in. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Here's Brady. This will be caught inside the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. They run with Howard. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jordan Howard taking it in from 7 yards away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And here now the offense heading back out there. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board. Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. This will be caught inside the 10. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Gano's kick is right through. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And quickly, they get to the line. Now a play fake here on first down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Allen Robinson, 33 yards. And the Falcons cut into that lead. And he's able to put it through. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Hey, check it, sugar.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now Howard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 4 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They come out here in the eye. On first down, they run with Howard. And now the rookie's free. The 20. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. And they rattle off a big one. 63 yards. So it'll be first down here after the run. Brady's going to sneak it. And no signal, but I think he